the store, and there's no other like hardware stores that are open because it's Father's Day, but this is the bolt that is really for these holes up here. Whoops. And so I don't really have like the best replacement for them. So I went out to Lowe's and I just bought these for now until I can actually get some like decent looking hardware. Because realistically, I would like to paint these, or not paint, get black like billet ones or anodized ones. That way it just looks better. So we're just gonna hold on to this one for a little bit, just put it away, and just run these for the time being. I did order the what are the nuts, the nut caps. I'm gonna call them nut caps, which are these right here that go on top of the spacer grommet thingamajiggers. I ordered 6 or 8 of these, but they're different. They look like this, but they don't have like the helmet look to them. It's more of a cylindrical thing. But they're billet billet black, so I got these caps coming in. I just need to find these. Anyway, we're gonna see if these work. Hopefully, they should work. Oh, I did something wrong. When I bought this from K-Tuned last year or whenever it was, it came with spacers to run back here on the rear, because I think with the coil pack inside, it sits up a little right. It's raised up a little bit. So let me put one of these in here just to make sure. I think it should be fine, to be honest. Maybe. Can't find a hole. There it is. Alright, so that one's in. I think that'll be fine. Yeah, just for now, that'll be fine. I don't think it really works with this cover, because I can't really put anything in here. Not to mention, it's kind of warped. At least this side's warped. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. So yeah, we'll just run the K-Tuned cover. And these shouldn't come loose. Alrighty. Take this coil pack out. And I'll show you what I got coming up next. Okay, so as for these grommet spacers, you just separate them from the rubber gasket. And they come apart really easy. The game plan with this is to soak them in some acetone and wipe them down, prime them, paint them flat black, throw some semi-gloss clear coat on them, let them dry, and then put the rubber grommet back in, put it on top, and it'll be black like everything else. I just think the silver looks kind of shitty. So yeah, and then for the side where the fuel rail bracket is plugged, it's not plugged in, but the fuel rail bracket bolts into here. The bolt that it uses is this one right here. This is the one that I screwed up. So it's rounded. I could not find my short 10 millimeter anywhere. It took me like 30-40 minutes just to find it. So before I found it, I was trying to get it out with like either a long socket and an extension because I couldn't get it past the fuel the fuel line thingamajigger that bolts to this. I just didn't have the room, and so it was just rounding the bolt head off. Luckily I found it, but until I can get actual replacements of this one as well, I went to Lowe's and got this. It's the same size bolt, except the length is about 3 threads short. It might work. These bolts aren't super torqued down. They're just, like I said, there to hold the bracket in place for the fuel lines. So I mean, in theory, it should all go in super easy. See, like it screws in. But we'll see. Also, with this being a Phillips head, it'll make it a lot easier to put in than trying to fit a socket, extension, and some wrenches in between this and part of the fuel line thing. So let's get to painting those grommet things, spacers. Got a visitor. This is my nephew Mason. Say hello. Are you gonna help me with this project, or are you just gonna sit there and eat Reese's peanut butter cups?
I'm gonna eat this until I'm done with it.
Okay, good plan. So, what we're gonna do is we got the second coat of black on here, and now we're just gonna throw 2 coats of the clear and put that thing outside. Let it dry in the 90-degree heat that's outside, and get this project finished. rubber grommets back on the back side of them, and we'll go ahead and put the new valve cover on and get the whole thing buttoned up. Alright, so I put the rubber pieces on the back of them. Essentially we'll just put them in place just to kind of see what they look like. Here are those little Phillips head bolts that I got from Lowe's. Like I said, they'll just go in here for the time being. this replacement hood prop for a while now. I thought they sent me the wrong one. I was just an idiot. I didn't know how to put it in. This old one, see the end just broke off one day at VIR. Car was sitting in the paddock and I left the hood propped, and a big old gust of wind just broke the tip right off, and the tip is actually somewhere in the hood, on the underside of the hood, trapped forever, so it's never coming out. And I could essentially just, you know, if I ever show the engine bay or if I need to work on the engine, the hood will be like that. But if I want to show the car, right, then we're just gonna use the prop. So let's go ahead and put this sucker in. There we go. Super easy. Test it out real quick. Easy. I don't know why it took me so long to do this.